Lush, Pleasure at Home, Book 2. Written by Beth Yarnall. Narrated by Barnett. Chapter 1. Lucy Monroe stood outside the thick wooden door with the gleaming brass nameplate, preparing to beg someone she couldn't stand for something she didn't want. Tugging at her slightly too tight blouse, she hoped she hadn't overdone the perfume in an attempt to mask the stale stench of desperation. And desperate she was, or else she wouldn't be standing outside of Cal Sellers's office door. Tossing back her hair, she rubbed her lips together and took a deep breath. She raised her hand to knock, pulling the gesture at the last moment before she rapped on the chest of the man who suddenly opened it. "Well, hello, Lucy." Cal set his hand on the door frame, blocking her entrance with 6 feet of lanky, overconfident cowboy. If he was surprised to see her, he didn't show it. His gaze traveled over her leisurely, not stopping to admire anything in particular, as though he'd seen the view 1,000 times before. Her body reacted as if he'd stroked her, aroused despite her burning hatred for him. When he'd looked his fill, he stepped back, motioning her into the room. "Come on in."
Thank you."
Chin high, she strolled into the room like she had a right to be there, and hadn't told him to shove the job she was here to get back where the sun don't shine. As though she hadn't rubbed her new marriage and pregnancy in his face with the giddy glee of a teenager who'd snagged the star quarterback and wanted her cheating ex-boyfriend to know it. Oh, how the mighty have fallen, she thought, and fallen hard. "Have a seat." Cal waited for her to be seated before sliding into the high-backed leather chair at his desk. Behind him, the Dallas skyline gleamed in the heat of midday. He reclined back, regarding her with those same cool blue eyes that used to rake her over, as if he could see through her clothes. "What can I do for you?" He'd asked her that same question before, under entirely different circumstances. Naked and panting circumstances. Teasing and pleasing circumstances. Right here, on top of his desk, her legs hooked over his shoulders. She cleared her throat and those memories from her brain, struggling to keep in mind the real reason she'd come here today. Her daughter, Poppy.
"You're going to need a new host for Pleasure at Home, at least temporarily. I can help."
There, that didn't sound desperate, it sounded helpful. She was doing him a favor, really. And if that favor turned into a permanent job for her, then so much the better. Cal loved win-win situations, especially if he was the one doing all the winning. "You're looking for a job?" She was looking for more than that. What she needed was a miracle, a way to hold on to what little she had left.
"My daughter will be 8 months old next week."
He inclined his head in acknowledgement. Of course he knew that. Nothing passed Cal's notice.
"I thought it was a good time to venture out and explore my options."
Which were exactly 0. Unless she counted working retail with its long hours and measly pay. And how would she protect Poppy if she was never home? "So you ventured my direction."
"I figured with Mai going on maternity leave in a few months, I could fill in for her. It's not like I'd need to be trained. I co-hosted the show with Mai for 2 years before I left."
Yes, I remember. This wasn't going well. She could tell by the way the right corner of his lips had tugged up, along with his eyebrow, as soon as she'd opened her mouth about resuming her old job. She used to call it his "oh really" look. That mocking, I'm in the driver's seat tilt of his lips and brow set off all the warning bells inside her. He was plotting something dangerous for her. She stupidly plowed ahead anyway, too needy to walk away from what might be her last chance. Her only chance.
"Yes, well, I thought I could start right away. Mai and I could co-host like we used to until she leaves, and then I could host alone until she comes back."
And hopefully she could parlay that temporary into permanent. "What happened to how did you put it? Ah, yes, your husband's aversion to his wife prostituting herself by selling sex toys on TV?"
"That was an unfortunate choice of words on my part. I apologize."
"Unfortunate, yes, but still a problem for you unless something's changed." The bastard.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?